Now coming to the explanation related to checkpoint, we found that we have two limitations in order to avoid IO spike. My whole discussion will consider based on the IO spike. We have considered other factor also, but now here I am considering from the IO spike's point of view only. Okay, so we have as of now, whenever IO spike is happening, because multiple data, multiple pages will be flush happening. So we need to avoid flushing of multiple pages. How can we avoid? First thing is we have to avoid less amount of pages to be dirty. Less amount of pages to be dirty. Second thing is we cannot hold for multiple duration of the dirty pages. So we cannot hold multiple duration, that means long duration of dirty pages. Okay, for first point, less amount of pages to be dirty, it is not in our hand. It is not in our hand because it is purely dependent on business requirement. Based on business requirement, what we know that dirty means two things, either write or insert or update. These two mostly dependent on business requirement. So now this is not in our hand. First thing, what is in our hand? The duration, how much we are means we are placing the dirty pages in the memory, that is in our hand. If we put multi-length duration, that means if we put for 1 hour, there are multiple transactions happen, then multiple pages become dirty. Okay, if we put only for 1 minute, we have only some pages only dirty. So this duration is in our hand. So by considering the timing, we divided into 3 types of checkpoints. One is automatic checkpoint, next is indirect checkpoint, next is third one is 1 second, internal checkpoint, and some another is manual checkpoint. Okay, so automatic, indirect and internal, what are these types of, these are the checkpoints. I said these are categorized based on the timing only, but what timing it is considered. So first one is recovery time. Based on the recovery time, automatic checkpoint is designed. What is recovery time here? Recovery time is nothing but whenever system is crash is happened, due to crash, either hardware failure or something failure. After crash, when system is restart, it takes some duration to make data in consistent state. Internally it is happening through making the data inconsistent by using some recovery algorithm. We will cover that point is later, how recovery algorithm is running, but the amount it is taken to make the inconsistent data to consistent by the help of, okay, that time we are saying a recovery time. Okay, So if we are giving guarantee that our database application recovery is 1 minute, that means 1 minute recovery, that means if crash is happen, it will came into consistent state in a 1 minute. Okay, so by considering this recovery time, automatic checkpoint is designed. Automatic checkpoint is nothing but we configure during for the database, not for database, for SQL Server whole instance. This configuration is for whole instance. The whole instance, what is their recovery time? If we set 1 minute, that make automatic checkpoint will periodically schedule to run in the duration of 1 minute. Okay, this is the one scenario. Okay, but here we are saying just 1 minute as a recovery, but on what parameters are you saying that your application will come into consistent state in 1 minute? So on which parameter based you are saying? So we need to check what are the parameters it is considering, whether this statement is correct or randomly it is faking. Okay, so in order to check, 1 second, in order to analysis this statement, I will give one example here. Okay, suppose instead of example, suppose I will explain one scenario here. Let us take our checkpoint will run periodically for 1 minute. For each 1 minute, our checkpoint will run periodically. Okay, and in the middle some crash of the application is happen. Okay, now data pages whatever available which are dirty, after 1 minute it became fresh. How? Means by pushing that pages to the hard disk. So I said here we are making as a 1 minute as a limit, means a checkpoint duration. So here these are the data pages it is holding. Their duration is 1 minute only, these data pages. After that, these data pages will be flushed to the secondary storage, and this become as a fresh, clean. Instead of dirty, it become as a clean. Okay, let us take the scenario. Any transaction is happening. Let us take taking bulk update is happening. We are updating 10 lakh our serial number. Okay, this bulk update 10 lakh transaction we are doing. So it takes approximately 3 hours and we are doing it in a single transaction instead of minute means small transaction. So it is it is beginning the transaction, and its transaction is started, and we think that it take 3 hours, but after 2 hours 30 minutes suddenly power cut is happened. So transaction is not yet committed here, and so on just means 2 hours 30 minutes updates are happened, but not committed that one. So what happened, power crash. Now whenever we know that we are using immediate instead of lazy updation of the log, we are here using immediate log updates. In immediate log updates, up to 2 hours 30 minutes whatever DML operation is happened, for all the DML operations logs are created, and that logs will be updated in a data hard disk. But so this is the scenario, this is our data file in secondary storage, and these are the log storage. But here data file is there before crash happen, it is dirty is there, but the problem is it is not yet committed. So crash is happen. Okay, here 2 hours 30 minutes how much records or updation of the records happen, that much of records logs are there here. Now when application is power is on, when application is live, to make consistent we set 1 minute recovery. So in 2 hours 30 minutes for the respective transaction, each minute checkpoint is happening, but the pages here is dirty. These pages dirty, but their transaction is in running. That's why due to running in transaction and the pages is dirty, yet not it is committed the transaction. That's why these pages is not yet flushed. If assume it flushed, then also we need to during recovery we need to back to the original state, because this data is inconsistent data. Okay, we said data also one scenario, data which is dirty, but the transaction is not yet committed. Okay, transaction is not committed. So this data we are assuming that during checkpoint it is committed, it is flushed, one scenario. During checkpoint it is not flushed, it is second scenario. So here we have two scenarios. One is whether flushing is there for the data, dirty data, not flushing is there for the dirty data. In both scenarios we are not considering either anyone, but when power is came, we have to run recovery algorithm to make this inconsistent data to consistent. For that purpose it need to go to the 2 hours 30 minutes approximately 7,50,000 record updation. For that we have to make undo. So to do the undo, first it need to generate compensation record. After generating the compensation record, finally we have to make the respective transaction which is failed aborted. We have to make not aborted. It is in the middle way. It is not in committed, it is not in aborted. So we are doing it abort. We are aborting the transaction. So for 7,50,000, first we have to generate compensation log record. Next, finally is abort record. So this process take more than 1 minute. Okay, that's why we are saying that automatic checkpoint will not guarantee as a 1 minute for recoverability. So on what criteria it is saying previously? It is considering that only log records are there and data is there which is dirty of committed transaction. Okay, the data here log record and the data which is dirty data related to commission transaction, not related to uncommitted transaction. Okay, it given 1 minute by considering data is committed transaction which is dirty. Okay, now next we cover what is indirect transaction. So why we needed this one. Then another thing is internal transaction.